Welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today we're doing something a little different. We're doing a hashtag event that's put on by the Creative Arts Collaboration. As you see there, it says hashtag thankful, the number 4 in art. If you put that into the search bar on YouTube, you'll pull up a bunch of different artists that are collaborating and doing art about something they are thankful for. This lasts from November 11th to the 14th, and I had a kind of a hard time deciding what to create for this. Not that I'm not thankful for a lot of things, I am, but I just really had a hard time deciding what I wanted to create. Well, and as I was thinking about that, the weather here has slowly gotten colder. Well, it was too fast for me. But our furnace went out, and so as I'm sleeping under 4 blankets and a hat to stay warm before our furnace got fixed, and that's probably where I got this cold. Pardon me if I cough, but I decided I was really thankful for the home I'm living in, because even without a furnace, it was a lot warmer than it would be outside, and I'm very grateful that I have a place to be. And so for this particular event, I am thankful for my home. And yeah. So what I'm painting is a house. This is not my house. It's just an image I found online, or at least part of an image. A journal prompt I was given, which I haven't done anything with yet, the prompt was just coffee or tea. It said you could do something that talks about coffee or tea, or use coffee or tea to paint with, and I kind of like that idea. I don't drink coffee, and tea I don't think is dark enough, so I decided the next best thing would be walnut ink, antiquing solution, since I had it in my stash. So I am painting with walnut ink. It's not having quite the same effect as watercolor. The art journal pad that I'm using is kind of smooth. It's not absorbing it as evenly as watercolor paper would, but it'll make an interesting effect. So here I'm just putting down layers of the walnut ink, trying to get some shading effect on there, give it a little bit more dimension. As I'm watching myself paint this, I'm thinking, don't look too closely at my perspective, because I really didn't take the time to figure out the perspective on this, so it is a little wonky at best. And this is a little bit of white gesso I'm going to take to this and kind of frame out those windows. Give it a cross thing, make it look more like a real window. And then I dab a little on the trees to make some leaves. Thought it would be interesting. And there, I think I'm done. I take a couple of stills, maybe a little close-up, just so you can see it. And then I decide it's too much like Halloween. I don't want it to look like Halloween, so we're going to add some color. So I take my Neocolor II watercolor crayons, and we're going to make some sky. And then to activate these, I add water, and then just as I take that, I'm like, oh, look at that. It just moves everything right off of there. So I make it a little bit lighter touch. Walnut ink does not stay solid. It's not permanent. It moves when it gets wet again. So I'm being kind of careful and going through and doing that. Just getting everything wet. And then I let it dry, and I go in for another coat, just because the water kind of washed it all off of there, and I just want it. I want a nicer, creamier sky. So I take a little bit of just white craft paint. Oh no, it's gesso. White gesso, and I add it to the water and sort of make a really light whitewash. And go over the watercolor crayons with it. And that made it much smoother and a lot less streaky. And now I'm just going around with my food ball pen and just giving it a little bit more of a hard edge, just to define it a little bit more so you can see those edges. Not putting a line everywhere, just kind of where I feel like it would help it a bit. right here as I'm marking this, you'll see me do a circle. I just realized I'd made an architectural mistake. You can see that right hand corner. The wall doesn't line up where it's supposed to. In the beginning it started out correct. If you go back, you'll see it was all the way down. But when I put some watercolor or the walnut ink on that porch, I must have moved that wall back a little bit. Anyway, now I'm just adding some acrylic craft paint to the leaves. Just make it nice and autumny. Alright, and I decided, what is an art journal page without words? So here we go. It says, be grateful for the home you have, knowing that at this moment, all you have is all you need. Can't remember who that quote is from, but I hope you enjoyed watching me create this, and if you did, hit like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to go out there and do the hashtag thankful, the number 4, and art, and see all the fabulous things there are to see. Thank you.